Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Palm podcast, where we attempt to read every issue of The Amazing Spider-Man week by week, so you can be a Spider-Man expert too. What's this? I added something to the intro.
Yup.
I did, because it's a new podcast now. It's the new and improved Peter Palmer podcast.
We're actually going to start renumbering it from now on.
Yeah, and my name is Mike, by the way.
Oh
With
yeah,
me,
my
as
name's
always,
Sammy. Sorry, you wouldn't have, I just randomly just popped in.
See, I added a new bit and it threw me off.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh.
Well, anyway,
I'll
this
get
is
into it
number
eventually.
one.
It took us like 10 episodes to get our original intro right.
Yeah.
So
Oh well, you're going to have to wait for another 10. Yes.
So how many would that be? 24? Yeah. 24.
What's 9 plus 10?
24.
Yes.
That
Okay.
show starring...
No, it's a show. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
It sounds
that's what I
like a
said.
movie. Jack Bauer.
That's not who it's starring.
Sorry.
Who plays him? Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen the show, but it sounds cool.
My parents were obsessed with it when I was a kid. I've never seen it myself, like properly, but I just have childhood memories of, you know.
I just know that every season is a day. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you wanted you could like line up your day with the show.
A whole 24 hours.
Yeah. Do they take toilet breaks in that movie? I mean, that show?
Like I said, I'm not sure, but I definitely took toilet breaks.
I mean, there's got to be bits where he's like,
pants.
I gotta pee.
No.
And then it goes to another character for a bit.
What about I gotta poo?
Yeah, that could
I
work
mean,
too.
not everyone poos every day.
No, that's
Which
what I
is
mean,
bad.
pee, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guys, if you're listening and you don't make daily bowel movements, please see your doctor
Yeah, I guess.
because y'all got issues.
Okay, what is this podcast now?
It's a medical podcast.
Medical
now.
recommendations.
Marvel medical.
Marvel's medical recommendations.
Yep.
Must be a thing. There's Spider-Man, like, toothpaste.
Yeah, that shit's good, hey.
Yeah.
Better than the Minions toothpaste.
Did they make it, like, red and blue, like Spider-Man?
It's
Or was
glittery.
it just green?
It's just red and
Glittery.
kind of see-through and glittery.
Oh, that's all right, then. So, how are you, Sammy? What did you get up to this week?
Okay, what did I get up
I
to?
haven't seen you since the last episode.
Yeah, that's so
so
true. What did I get up to this week? Well, I've seen a lot of things.
You've
I've
seen
read
a lot of things, gone a lot of places.
Yeah, so I've currently up to date with the Umbrella Academy comic. So that's really good. I've been enjoying it so far. And not to mention, they've also made a Netflix show, and I've been loving it so far. It's really kind of off-center in a good way. It's a bit different. It's really different in some ways to the comic book, but also like it keeps its central, I don't know, kind of like feel, and it keeps the essence of it, which I can appreciate it. It takes a lot of different, it takes a lot of things into different directions and plot lines into different directions, but I can forgive it for that because obviously it's not like a 20-page comic book. It is a 10-episode series. So that's been really good. I recommend it if you have some time to watch
That's
a TV
cool.
show.
I haven't read or seen this thing, so
Yes.
I have nothing to say
Yeah.
except, is there a monkey in it?
Yes. No, he's not a monkey. He's a chimp. His name is Pogo.
Monkeys are chimps, aren't they?
No, he's an ape. Chimps are apes.
Well, what are monkeys then?
Monkeys are like the dumber version. Okay, so you know how like there's humans and then there's like,
Downs.
okay, no. There's humans and like our lessers are chimps. Well, chimps' lessers are monkeys. Does that make sense? So it kind of goes down like that. Monkeys are closer to like, I don't know, like animals and like normal animals, like birds and stuff. Not birds, but like other mammals than they are to us.
Do they got milk?
Yeah, they got milk.
Nice.
Yeah. Monkey titty. Anyway,
milk.
so Pogo he's a
Pogo.
yeah, his name is Pogo. He's got a messed up backstory, but
Can he speak?
yes, he can speak. He's very intelligent actually. He went to med school.
Does he speak like Andy Serkis in Planet of the Apes?
No, I'm thinking more like Alfred. Michael Caine as Alfred.
Oh, goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. Okay, what else? We both saw Alita Battle Angel, but not at the same time. We watched them in separate times.
That's important.
Yeah, that's important. What do you think about Alita Battle Angel?
I think it was a movie.
Yes,
But
it was a
good movie.
I liked
it a
it.
lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think we both kind of have similar opinions about Alita.
I'll say it has narrative issues. Like, it dawdles around and gets more lost in its world than
the world building
having a story
was painful for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it worked because I think the main character worked.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love Alita. I love Rosa's performance. And she just looked stunning all the way through the movie. I was really mesmerized by, like, I don't know.
Yeah, the VFX were crazy.
Yeah.
Because she looked real, but she didn't look like something that exists.
Yeah, right?
So it was very cool.
Very cool, yeah.
And it's better than Avatar.
Yeah, for sure. The battle scenes were really cool, especially those, like, they have like this sport that's like a robot basketball thing. I don't know. It's really cool.
What was it called? Motorball.
Motorball, that's right, yeah. And there was a Robert Rodriguez bar scene.
Yeah. Those motorball bits reminded me of like Speed Racer.
Yes. Oh
But
my
not as
God.
colourful.
Yeah. Wachowskis did Speed Racer, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you like stuff like Speed Racer or Valerian,
Yes.
or
Yes, for sure.
like, I don't know, what's that other one? Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I never saw that one.
No, me neither. But I've seen Eddie Redmayne's performance in that.
Yeah.
and-
Well, from what I've heard, like it appeals to the same people who like Speed Racer and Valerian.
Okay. Fair enough.
And
Okay.
now Alita, the Battle Angel.
We should give it a go.
Yep.
We should give Jupiter Ascending.
I've been wanting to. I think it's on Netflix, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I want to see Channing Tatum with elf ears.
Yeah, me too.
And those were Wachowskis as well. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that
sure.
also was
Yeah.
Wachowskis, yeah.
But no, Alita, the Battle Angel was good. I want to say a minor spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not going to be specific, but
Go.
they kill a guy twice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. And then he comes back looking whack, dude.
A guy dies, and at first you're like, oh, that's sad. It's going to lead somewhere. Then they bring him back, and you're like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it could take it in a different direction where they team up or something. But then they kill him again 5 minutes later.
Yep, literally 5 minutes later, they
Like, what
kill
was
him off. And he had the most unhonorable death ever, like the second time. The first time
No,
around,
the first time was,
was
for
good,
a good
yeah.
reason.
yeah, it was like a good death. It was like, okay, well, I can understand why they put that, why that happens and like the reasons why he has to die. But then the second time I was like, Anyway.
Yeah. What was the other problem I had with it?
The third act didn't exist.
Oh, there was no third act.
Yeah.
So if you're waiting for the movie to have a third act, expect it to not have one.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait a couple years for that, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe more because it's a big movie.
Yeah, it is a big movie.
I remember seeing a trailer for this like over a year ago.
Yeah, no, I think it was slated to come out last year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, supposed to come out last year.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I always got this movie and Mortal Engines confused in my brain.
Oh my God. My dad did not like Mortal Engines. That's so funny. And my dad's the kind of person that loves like, I don't know, bad movie. He loves Suicide Squad. It's one of his favorite movies.
Does he love suicide?
No, he doesn't.
That's good.
That's dark.
That's good.
But then again, he really loves Guardians of the Galaxy. That's his favorite Marvel. So I can't like put his taste to nothing because I can agree with that.
Is it your favorite Marvel?
No.
What's yours? Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I love Ant-Man. Not Ant-Man the Wasp. Oh, I love Ant-Man the Wasp, yeah.
They're about the same quality.
I really like Ant-Man. Fuck all your haters. I'm sorry. No, I'm sure. Sorry. I know
you,
it's not
Edgar
perfect.
Wright.
Okay.
What?
I can't think of what my favorite is right now. It was Winter Soldier, but then I got off that bandwagon after like the 6th time I watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is enough.
I'm pretty sure I watched it like 7 times the year it came out because when it came out on Blu-ray, I was just like, yeah.
Winter Soldier. Yeah. No, I've seen it so many times. It's ridiculous. Anyway, what else did I watch?
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Yeah, we both
finally watched it.
Yeah, Velvet Buzzsaw. Oh my God. Yeah, interesting. What was your opinion?
It was fine. I
Oh,
think
that's right. Yeah, what she said.
I like that it was doing this whole satire and critique on the art industry.
The characters were so annoying that you just wanted them to die.
Yeah. I loved Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal's performance though.
Yes,
It's
so
so entertaining.
good. He
What's that thing
carried
he
that
says where it's like,
movie.
The admiration I had for your work has completely evaporated. That made me laugh.
It's so good. His character morph is just
Yeah.
You just, oh man, what a fucking guy.
But then it's just like a slasher movie about this guy that died and his art is cursed and
Anyone
killing
that
people.
makes profit off it dies. Yeah.
Maybe it was meant to say something about how your art lives on after you die and
Yeah, it was trying
kills
to
you. I don't
say
know.
it was trying to say too many different things, and like it wasn't like
That's the
saying
thing.
them.
Yeah, I didn't get what it was trying to say.
Yeah, because then I was kind of like, was it about art critics or people that critique art? Because the thing that spoiler, the thing that kills Jake Gyllenhaal's character is the one that he critiqued as a rehash or like that art piece. I was like, oh, it's been done before and stuff like that, which I feel like is a common critique of films at the moment, where it's just like, oh, that film's been done for, it's just a remake, like, oh, that therefore it's not going to be good, before people even kind of give those things a chance, I feel like. But then it kind of like kept trying to say, I can see.
Maybe it's not meant to be that deep. Maybe they're just making a slasher movie, but it's about art critics.
Yeah.
And they die.
Probably.
Had a great cast though.
I'm sad
I kept being like, oh, they're in it.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
like
in
your
My Johnny Storm.
Yeah, your Johnny Storm.
I forget his name. Billy something. Billy
Eilish.
It was Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, yeah.
She'd be a good Johnny Storm.
No, she wouldn't.
She'd be a good what Marvel character could she play? Squirrel Girl? No.
Squirrel Girl.
I can't see her as a Squirrel Girl. I see her more as a
I see her more a mutant maybe.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, maybe a New Mutant. Not a New Mutant from the New Mutants. I mean, like,
Maybe that's why they reshot it.
yeah,
So they can
have Billie Eilish
put
in it.
her in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I
her
feel
music
like,
videos are stylistically kind of similar to that movie.
yeah, literally.
I mean, we haven't seen that movie.
But I've seen the trailer. And,
Actually, yeah, we can. We did. It came out March 2018, remember?
fuck.
And-
That's nearly a year it's been delayed. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Same with, what's that other one? Fantastic Four 2. That came out
Yeah.
last year as well. That was good.
What?
It didn't.
Oh, it was meant to?
That's when it was slated to come out, yeah.
Oh.
The sequel to Josh Trank's
Yeah,
masterpiece.
no shit, that never came back out.
On X-Men Dark Phoenix, we saw that as well in
Oh,
October.
yeah, in October. That's right. What the fuck, dude? Come on.
Oh, Captain Marvel, that already came out in the original Marvel slate. The Inhumans movie, that was good, wasn't it?
Stop. You're making me depressed. I'm actually sad.
I just love when they announce movies like 5 years before they're meant to come out.
and it's like as if
And
you
they're
would
like,
know.
oh, wait.
Yeah. It's really funny. Well, that's what they've done with Avatar.
Yeah, and they're never coming out.
Yeah. They're never coming out. We're never going to see those.
Avatar 2 was meant to come out in 2015. I remember they announced the release date.
Oh my
I was like, that's not
God.
happening.
Yeah, that's silly. Oh well.
Yeah, because at first he announced he was doing 3 Avatar sequels. Now he's doing 4 or 5, whatever he's doing.
What a
And
madman.
James Cameron will die before they all come out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like if he really wanted Avatar to come out so fast, then he wouldn't be working on Alita. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a
Well, he's
lot-
been wanting Alita to be made for years.
Yeah.
Like decades. Because he
Oh,
got the rights to
yeah.
it in like early 2000s.
I was just about to say I actually read the first few issues of Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, I saw that on your Kindle thing. And I was
Yeah.
going to read it. And I was like, why is it backwards? And I was like, oh, it's a manga.
It's a manga, yeah. It's I like it. I think they got the look of Alita spot on. It's very true to the comic.
Is the story
manga.
a lot like the movie?
I guess, but like the character that Christopher Waltz plays is very different in the comic book. He kind of just like picks Alita up and goes, "Ooh, look," and then fixes her up and goes, "I'm gonna name you Alita." And then his assistant's like, "Are you sure? Your cat only died a month ago." He names her after his cat.
Well, the movie's better in that regard.
Yeah. Japan, man, y'all crazy. Anyway.
Is it set in Japan, the comic?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Why'd they not set it in Japan?
Because they westernize it. Like, do you need?
Because when I was watching it, I was like, there's been no backlash to this movie, so I assumed the
maybe
comic was
it's
set
not.
in...
Maybe I just assume that's set in Japan. But all the writing on all the like the buildings, they kept it written in Japanese, in like the English translation.
That would have been part of the art. So they'd have to alter the art.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah. True. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else you watched this week? that you like to
No,
discuss?
I did not. I was going to watch Gifted by Mark Webb
Oh, true.
because I said I was going to watch that last week, but I just didn't get around to it.
No.
I'm sure it's good. It's got Chris Evans in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm a father. Look at me go.
Imagine if he actually says that in the movie. Like, you sit down to watch it and the first line is,
Chris
I'm a
Evans
father.
he's like, I'm a father. Look at me go. And he like runs away.
and then the title Gifted comes up.
I want to make that.
Oh, please do.
But he's running away and you have to wait for him to like disappear.
He
for the
disappears before
title
it
to,
comes
like-
up.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. They do that in Forrest Gump, right?
Yeah. Oh, that was one piece of Marvel news. The Loki show.
Oh, the Loki show.
He's going
That's
through
right.
history, altering
Yeah.
historical events.
I like how Forrest Gump made you remember that.
Because it is Forrest Gump. That was the plot to Forrest Gump. He went through
history
and
historical
a lot of
events.
historical events were
He
caused
went
by
to
Forrest
Vietnam
Gump.
War.
Yeah, that historical event.
Umbrella Academy, am I right, guys? In Vietnam War. Sorry.
I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he met Elvis or something when he was.
Yeah, when he was a kid, Elvis stayed at his house.
Hound dog.
And then he actually made up the dance. The dance that
he?
Elvis does. Yeah.
I forget Forrest Gump because I don't like
No,
it
I've
that
seen
much.
it so many times. I love Forrest Gump.
It's all right.
No, I love it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. I'm not trying to change your mind.
I know, but I'm just trying to change your mind.
Oh, I love it. Forrest Gump's my favorite movie.
Yay!
I like the bit where Jenny dies.
Yes. I rewatched Nightcrawler
Jenny.
and I did that painting while I was watching it.
Does he paint in Nightcrawler?
No.
Why'd you paint then?
No, because that's every time I watch or I paint, I have to have a movie on. I don't know, it just helps me
Oh.
paint.
Because the way you talked about it, you said like, I watched Nightcrawler, it made me want to paint. And I was thinking like,
No, yeah,
Does
I
he
don't know.
paint in
Just
Nightcrawler?
it's not like a movie thing. It's like a me thing. It's like
okay.
moods and like I don't know movies and like I don't know they make me want to paint. Anyway, my best, most fucked up painting is when I watched Birdman for the first time, and I've never watched it since.
Would you paint Michael Keaton's face? Haha, got
No.
him. Got him good.
Yay! It included lots of dictionary pages
You painted my face.
and glitter. It's a weird painting. Anyway,
Oh, so it's not my face.
no, it's not. Sorry.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Michael Caine's gonna die next year.
You mean Michael Keaton?
Sorry, Michael Keaton. Yeah, imagine if Michael Keaton actually did die next year. I would just be so sad.
He did.
Oh.
I wish I could perceive time like Dr. Manhattan.
Like it's not all in like a linear thing. You can just perceive time as just
Yeah, everything's happening at once. to
yeah,
him.
exactly.
I don't even know how to comprehend that, but I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I
it's
find
so
that
cool.
interesting. Because I think time is all happening at once, but we just
Perceive it in a
experience
linear
piece by piece
Yeah.
so we can understand it.
Yeah, it doesn't, blow our minds. Yeah, no, I think that's like such a interesting theory. Probably very plausible.
We're getting existential already on the podcast.
Yes.
So let's get into it. You have the floor because you have to talk about the Rhino.
Oh, I have to do this now?
You do.
Oh.
Or you can do it after we do the annuals if you want.
I'll quickly go through it. So I'm going to do this one that I read like literally 2
I
or
want to
3
know the
weeks
first
ago.
appearance of the Rhino.
Fuck,
I want to
man.
know how he got his name.
I barely remember this. This is going to be so bad.
I want to know how many kids he has.
All right. The Amazing Spider-Man, The Horns of the Rhino, beginning. A great new era in the ever-changing life of the world's most amazing web spinner. I'm just going to read it word for word.
No, it's an audiobook.
It's an audiobook. Anyway, so the Rhino in the cover looks
Rhino.
thick as fuck, and he looks weird. Anyway,
Does he look like Paul Giamatti?
yeah. A thick Paul Giamatti. He really doesn't.
I know.
Stop. The Rhino, I don't think he's Russian in this, but whatever. Oh, God.
Isn't his name Alexei?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Or is that an Ultimate Spider-Man thing?
Probably is. I don't know.
I assume we'll find out his
Dude,
name.
I barely remember this comic. I don't even remember reading it.
Hey, how does it feel?
So Aunt May is talking to what's the fuck? What's
Write
her
it
name?
again.
What's her name? Anna
Watson.
Watkins. Yeah. I was gonna say Anna Marie Marconi. I'm like, this is not right. That's way in the future. And Peter Parker. Wait, so what are they saying to each other? Oh yeah, for some reason in like 3 or 4 panels, she convinces Aunt May to move out and get her own place. Or move out to Mrs. Watson's place.
Oh.
And sell the house.
Move across the road.
Yeah, literally sell the house so she can have money.
Okay.
And then she's like saying, but Peter won't have a place. But she's like, who the fuck cares? Anyway, so.
Oh, is this when Peter moves out?
Yeah.
Finally.
So, I don't know. But he buys a motorbike.
Oh, that's true.
So he's at the bike dealership, and he's wanting to buy this motorbike, so he needs to get a loan for that. So he calls up J. Jonah Jameson, and J. Jonah Jameson's like, no, fuck you. Like, you want to buy a cycle? You expect me to recommend you for the bank loan? Like, dude, no way. And then all of a sudden he thinks, wait, if he has a debt to pay off, then he'd have to sell me more pictures, and I can buy them for even cheaper because he'll be desperate. What a scummy. So he gives him the bank recommendation. And slams the phone. And then John Jameson's there with his papa. And he starts shit-talking Spider-Man. Not John Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson. And then John's like, hey, what do you have against Spider-Man, Dad? Do you remember when he saved my life? And then J. Jonah Jameson does not like that he said that. He's like, grr, he never saved you. He was just being a show pony. And he's like, John Jameson's like, oh, Dad, you got to be kidding. Don't you remember when he saved my capsule and it, like all this stuff, and it basically goes back to like that first issue.
Oh yeah.
And like recounts everything, just basically with a bit of voiceover from John explaining what happened. If you want to know what happened, listen to the first episode,
the very first episode where we say then Spider-Man saved the rocket from crashing.
Yep, we explain it so well. Anyway, what's happening? Yeah, so J. Jonah Jameson has a little bit argument with John saying, no, it was just a publicity stunt. But John is like, what the hell, Dad? What's wrong with you? Come on. What would you believe such a ridiculous story? Who told you that? And J. Jonah Jameson says, nobody. I made it up. I mean, nobody had to tell me. I can spot a phony a mile away. And obviously, J. Jonah Jameson's getting really worked up over Spider-Man. It's almost to the point where you're just like, oh my God, is this dude okay? Like, he's getting a headache.
No.
And then he starts throwing darts at Spider-Man's picture. He's like, dude, he's going sicko mode.
I want to know J. Jonah Jameson's tragic past.
Yeah.
Something's led him to be this way.
Yeah, exactly. Does he have something against spiders, maybe? Who knows?
I reckon his parents were killed by a costumed felon.
Vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's true.
I mean, do we ever see his parents?
No.
Oh, actually, in Spider-Man Blue, there's a bit where he says like, you know what? I used to have an aunt too that had problems. And Peter's like, well, what happened to her? And Jameson's like, guess what? She died. And he like slams the door.
Oh my God.
So
guess what? She died.
Maybe J. Jonah Jameson's aunt got murdered.
Oh, by a costume vigilante.
Yeah.
Maybe by something that Spider-Man did indirectly killed her. No, that wouldn't make sense. Never mind. Don't worry about that. What's happening? They're still having a conversation. Jesus, it's like a 4-page conversation between J. Jonah Jameson and John Jameson.
What's the gist of the conversation?
Basically just arguing about Spider-Man, and then John Jameson reveals to his dad that the reason he came home on the sudden leave is strange thing happened on his last mission. And it was... Oh yeah, so in the apogee of my orbit, after completing my spacewalk, when I re-entered the capsule, I found that some mysterious spores had drifted inside with me. So then he gets put into quarantine when he gets back into Earth. And he's been on continual surveillance since then. So that's why there's a couple of guards with him at the Daily Bugle, because they're being really protective. They basically think that like, he might have powers or something. He might be sick, and we just have to keep an eye on him just in case anything happens. And then we suddenly change scenery. We've stopped that conversation, and we see the Rhino stomping through the desert. It looks like there's a cactus there. Yeah, there's a cactus there and a rock, and there's sand everywhere, so it must be the desert.
Is he already in the Rhino costume?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Wow.
But even as Jonah Jameson is struck speechless for one of the few times in his life, an event transpiring many miles away at our southernmost border, an event which is destined to seriously affect the lives and safety of our colorful little cast of characters. Yes, the when we see Mr. Rhino stomping past, and so the southernmost border, so it's like the Mexico border, isn't it? I mean, yes,
Probably.
Mexico border. That's why he's in the desert. So is he Mexican? Probably. I don't know.
I'm the Rhino.
You know, like how Into the Spider-Verse, the scorpion's Mexican?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Do we learn his real name in this?
No,
Oh.
I don't think we do. So he's stomping past some guards, border patrol. So he's crossing borders. So I don't know. Anyway, so he's crossing border patrol, and they're like, "Hold up, mister. You got to stop. You gotta, give us your passport." And they start shooting him because he just keeps walking past. And then he starts charging towards the guards and literally just tumbles them down, like thoom, stomp, waroom.
Wawoom.
Yeah. And he does the rhino thing, He doesn't say anything.
What's the
though.
Rhino thing?
He rhinos them with his horn. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm like headbutting the mic. And
For some reason, I'm doing it too, as if that's going to make it clearer.
clearer, yeah, exactly. And then he crashes right through the border wall because he's a madman, and Trump existed back in the 60s.
Oh.
And then we're back at Peter Parker, where he is wrapped in his own happy thoughts. Just can't wait to get my hands on that little 2-wheeled tornado. I'll bet riding it is almost as groovy as web swinging.
I was going to say, it's almost as groovy as riding Liz Allen.
Liz
I don't
Allen.
know.
Or Betty Brant. Ew.
Ew.
Speaking of Betty Brant, Peter, is it really you? And it's
no, where is
Betty. He's just on the street.
Oh, this always happens, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Gosh, what a wonderful surprise, Betty. I didn't even know you were in town. Betty says, I wasn't until a few minutes ago. I just arrived.
Yeah, because remember the last issue, she was getting on a train.
Yes,
She's
exactly.
like, I'm going back to New York so I can go back to my life. And
Exactly.
maybe I'll forget about Spider-Man, even though New York is his thing.
Yep. So makes no sense, but oh well. Anyway,
Betty never
so
makes any sense.
she doesn't. She's such a fucking anyway.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. I like how they draw Liz. What's his name? She looks like a crazy lady, but anyway, her hair looks good.
She is a crazy lady.
So he invites her out for coffee, and they have like a really awkward conversation that makes Peter really uncomfortable. It's very cold. It's like, did you have a nice time? Yes, I did. Thanks. How's Aunt May? Sure, fine.
Dead.
How's everything at
That's
the
all right.
Bugle? Dead. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Like
Okay,
in
I
an
suppose.
unspoken video game.
Yep. Yes, like the one video game that came out.
No, there's been plenty of Spider-Man video games.
I know, but the
There's
one
one in particular
that
where
came out on the PlayStation
Aunt
4.
May have passed away. No, maybe.
Maybe.
Could have been the PlayStation 3.
3 or the
Web of
PlayStation
Shadows.
2?
The one where he kicks Black Cat off a building. I was just changing
She
that
goes,
clip.
"Rah!"
He's like, "Hoo!"
Yeah.
He's like,
He literally yeets her so far.
I love when he falls in. No.
You what's his face say? You'll be chasing me forever.
Oh, the shocker.
Yeah.
You can't defeat me. I'll chase you to the edge of the earth.
Yep.
I remember that episode. I watched it a lot when I was younger. That's the Venom episode,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because he had the symbiote suit on, didn't he? That's why he was so
Yes.
angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going up the bell tower, and that's when he dongs the bell, and he's like, oh no, I lose the symbiote. And it goes on Eddie Brock, and he's like, oh no, I get the symbiote.
Oh no, I get to see.
It's like Spider-Man 3.
I was about to say that sounds a lot like
But
Spider-Man
Shocker
3.
was deleted.
Yeah, he was deleted, dude. It's really sad.
Fake Tom Hardy, or whoever played him.
Fake ass Tom.
No,
Hardy
he
looking
wasn't
ass.
the real Shocker. The real Shocker was the friends we made along the way.
Wasn't the real Shocker the dude that looks like Tom Hardy?
No, he was the fake Shocker.
Oh,
Because in
that's
the
right,
credits, Herman Schultz, the Shocker's alter ego, is credited as the black guy.
Ah.
So he's the real Shocker.
Okay. What a shocker. Sorry. Continuing on. So yeah, they're in the coffee store. They had this really awful, like weird, awkward conversation. And it's really like
So they had a really awful coffee.
this really awful coffee. And they're both just sitting there in silence thinking like, whatever we had before, whatever there was between us, it's gone. All these months I thought about her, dreamt about her, longed for her, and now Nothingsville. And then guess who shows up?
Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Ned Leeds.
Da-da-da-da. Okay.
Ned Leeds. Yeah, Ned Leeds shows up.
It ain't no joke. Got that. Okay, I'll stop
Good
singing.
one.
Do you even know what song I was singing?
No.
The audience will.
Good
Tweet in if you know what song I was doing.
Yay.
It's by Smash Mouth. That narrows it down.
Ew. Sorry. So yeah, Ned Leeds shows up and he's like, Betty Brant, am I dreaming? And then they hit it off straight away. They're just so happy to see each other. Like, oh my God. And then Peter's just like, well, I better be off then. I have an appointment. And then he's thinking, who's she kidding? Betty's as glad to see me go as I am for a chance to escape. Because she goes, oh, that's too bad. Don't go. But like, he's like, whatever else will go. And yeah, so Betty and Ned, I guess, go off together and Peter leaves. And he's looking at a news broadcast on the way home on the TV, and like it's a trope in like movies where people walk past like a shop and there's like a news broadcast on the TV in the shop window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it happens a lot in Spider-Man movies in particular.
Yes, it does. And that happens, and it's the Rhino. It's a news broadcast that says, Bulletin, these are the first news pictures to be released for television of the new, indescribably dangerous and seemingly unstoppable menace who calls himself the Rhino. After crashing through every roadblock, he appears to be headed directly toward New York.
I love that he calls himself the Rhino. It's very Paul Giamatti-esque.
The Rhino, boy, if he's half as tough as he looks, is what Peter's thinking. And then all these kids are like, wow, I bet you the Rhino's the strongest guy in the whole world, like watching in the street. And Peter's thinking, if he does reach a city, I probably will have to pit my spider powers against his own brute strength. But I'm sure it wouldn't break me up if he changes direction and lets someone else tackle him. So, and then all of a sudden he noticed someone that looks like J. Jonah Jameson hopping out of their car on the street. And it's not J. Jonah Jameson, it's John Jameson.
Oh, they don't look similar, do they?
Apparently. But
I thought it was going to be Foswell. I got excited.
J. Jonah Jameson's with John Jameson.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, not Foswell here. And then he starts running towards Mr. Jameson to thank him for giving him the bank reference for the loan. And then the security guards that were protecting John shove Peter and they go, hey, man, back up. That's as far as you go. And then Peter's like, what the fuck? And then J. Jonah Jameson gets mad at Peter. Don't you know federal agents when you see them, Parker? And then John Jameson, hops into the car, sorry, and says, all right, so long, Dad, I'm going now. And J. Jonah Jameson says to Peter says to J. Jonah Jameson, federal agents, what the hell? And then J. Jonah Jameson says, naturally, my son's an astronaut. His safety is vital to this country. And then, Peter starts trying to thank him and going, I'll be able to take more photos for you than ever now with my bike. And J. Jonah is just like, all right, you're breaking my heart, kid. Just make sure to get some pics of the Rhino if he comes this way. That's all. So Peter walks home and he's just contemplating. I wonder why those federal agents were guarding JJJ's son. And then he goes, oh, wait, I just realized, how's Aunt May going to take news of my bike when I tell her about it? And then he walks in and he goes, hey, Aunt May, guess what? I just made a down payment on a new motorcycle as soon as he walks in. And then Aunt May's like, that's nice, dear. I hope you drive it carefully. And he's
wait. In Spider-Man Blue, it happens differently.
What happens?
Which makes me think Spider-Man Blue is not the same continuity now.
It's not canon.
Because it's the same, like he gets the motorbike, but Aunt May gives him the money. She's like, me and Uncle Ben were saving up this money for you to buy a car one day.
What?
But I guess if we can bend the rules, if you want to get a motorbike, if that makes you happy. Now I'm really confused. Spider-Man Blue was a lie.
Yeah, it must be because he definitely gets a loan in this.
But like the exact same events happen. Like he got captured by Green Goblin, he was in the chair. They had a punch on and he forgot his name.
What's the point of making it different and only in that way? That's weird.
I don't know. Well, I guess he's recounting the events and maybe he just forgot.
Yeah, probably.
He doesn't remember everything properly. Or maybe the writer only read the comics once, like ages ago, and he was recounting them from his memory. Or maybe he just wanted to make them different so that people who have read these comics already aren't just reading
The
stuff
same
they've already
thing. Yeah,
read
they're
before.
just rehashing on like stuff they've heard. I don't know. It's interesting.
Anyways, sorry for interrupting.
That's okay. No, it's a good.
And also, I'm waiting for these subplots to intertwine somehow. The John Jameson, the motorbike thing,
Rhino.
and the Rhino.
Yeah.
I don't know how they all correlate at the moment.
I don't know either, so I don't think they ever do, but that's fine. We'll get on with it.
It's a lot like the Amazing
We're only
Spider-Man.
11 pages in, so you know. it's
Okay.
We got time. So
Spider-Man has arrived. Oh, look, you scared, little boy.
Paul Giamatti.
I love him.
Yeah,
you
he's
can tell he thought the movie was stupid. And he's just like, I'm
He's
just gonna
like,
go.
gonna be silly with it.
Yeah, getting
I love
silly
it.
with it.
So Peter's thinking, oh, she must have something else in her mind. I wonder what it is. And obviously, you know, it's what Mrs. Watson was speaking to Aunt May about before, about moving out and, you know, selling the house and stuff. And she's about to tell Peter, but she just goes, oh, never mind. It's just woman talk. It wouldn't interest you. So she, for some reason, doesn't want to tell Peter about it, which is understandable because then he'd have to find his own place. So he goes into his wardrobe and sees his Spider-Man suit and just goes, I wish I could slip into my Spidey suit and do some rooftop swinging to clear away some cobwebs, but I'd better get to work on my term paper. So he starts studying instead. He's thinking about everything else except for studying, like picking up his new bike and why were those agents there and will he never be able to have an apartment of his own and how could Betty and him ever thought they were right for each other and will the Rhino reach New York? What's he after? So many questions, so many things. He can barely concentrate on studying. And then we're back to Rhino panels. So they seem to have found, all these police officers seem to have found, oh yeah, so he's on a train or something, the Rhino. He's like in a train car. And they're like, oh, he must be in there. And then he smashes through the train cars and just coming out. And then they start to shoot him, but like bullets just like reflect off of him. And they run away because they're like, what the fuck? And, you know, Rhino just like says, I can't waste time with them. My mission comes first. So that's
What's his mission?
I don't know, dude.
Oh.
And then we're back to Peter while he's studying. Quick quiz. If you were Spider-Man trying to concentrate on a problem in advanced calculus, what would you do if the radio suddenly blared out, Bulletin! The rampaging Rhino has just been sighted on New York's west side. All citizens are urged to... And Peter's like, what? The Rhino? Nobody's safe here while he's at large. He quickly gets into his Spidey suit and starts swinging. Basically any excuse to get out of his calculus homework or whatever he was doing.
Nice.
And we cut to what? Why is J. Jonah Jameson and John Jameson together again? I thought John Jameson left.
They're smooching.
Yeah, yuck. That's really messed up.
Why?
Dad and son smooching.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Okay, I don't want to know about your childhood. Anyway, so yeah, they hear a big at the door, a big stomp, and they're like, "What is that?" Sorry, and I'm ruining the audio.
The audio doesn't like that.
Yeah, that's okay. You can deal with it, audio. And they're like, "Ooh, who could it be? It sounds like gunfire. Guess who it is? Just guess."
Gunfire. Punisher.
Yeah, the Punisher. Oh my god, how'd you know? No, you like for a second your eyes went, what? No, it wasn't gunfire. It was just stomping at the door and the Rhino burst through the door.
How did that sound like gunfire?
I don't know. Come on, dude. I'm sorry. I just take their word for it, man. I'm just reading what I read.
Gangnam Style.
Sorry. Anyway, the Rhino.
That broke my brain.
Somehow he's after John Jameson. It's the Rhino.
Oh, there you go.
He got past the guards and he's after me.
They're intertwining.
Yeah, I don't remember all of this, but anyway. Seconds later, the piercing wail of police sirens leads our wall-crawling wonder to a midtown hotel. So Spider-Man shows up to the window of the hotel and sees that the door's busted down. The police are racing in and obviously the Rhino's been there. and he overhears J. Jonah Jameson yelling, "I don't care if he's bulletproof. He took my son." So Spider-Man's like, "That's all I need to know. The Rhino was after Jameson's son. That's why the guards." He can't have gotten far. So he starts swinging and he spots the Rhino with John Jameson draped over his shoulder, all Shrek style, running away with him.
Shrek style.
Yeah, and that's how he carries Fiona, remember? Put me down, Shrek. And then the bird explodes.
I can't make a bird noise.
Yeah. So yeah, he follows him and then lands on the Rhino. They have a tussle. Thump, walk. He's bashing him up. But then the Rhino like throws him off his back. And Spidey's like, "Brother, he not only looks like a rhino, I feel like I just been butted by one." And the Rhino's like, "Spider-Man, you're a fool. This wasn't your fight, but you brought it on yourself." So he charges at Spider-Man. Spider-Man jumps up just at the last moment and dodges. Rhino makes a big hole in this brick wall. But not suddenly, but somehow he's not even hurt. He just seems madder than ever. So Spider-Man punches him in the face, yada yada. They have a bit of a tussle. They're fighting. Bash, bash, bok, patoom, slap, stomp. And then all of a sudden, the Rhino's really about to go for it. He's revving it up. He's charging for Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's in front of a phone booth, and he jumps out of the way in time and swings on a light pole. And the Rhino bashes into the telephone booth and then turns around and bashes into the light pole. And the light pole falls down. It doesn't really do much. It's just falling down. And so Spider-Man kind of gets the point of this fight style where he's like, "All right, I'm through running now. I got to get him to kind of knock into something so I can web him up." So he gets
That's the classic
Rhino.
way to defeat a Rhino. If you've ever played a video game where you have to fight the Rhino,
You got to get
you
him
just got to jump out of the way and make him hit his head into stuff.
Exactly, yeah, which is exactly what's happening. So he gets him to run into the brick wall, and just as he's about to hit Spider-Man, he dodges out of the way and then punches him into the wall, and he falls into it and webs him all up, and he's all webbed up. Rhino's struggling, and then so Spider-Man kind of has a chance to wrestle with him, and the way he actually defeats him is he gets on his head like a bucking bronco and then like kind of flips him onto the ground with his thighs. Does that make sense? Like the way
I'll have to see the panel.
Yeah, sorry. Like the way that like the Black Widow like jumps on dudes' heads and like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know how she does that? Yeah.
That's her signature move.
Yeah, it's her signature move because it's sexy.
Do you reckon it has a name?
The Black Widow thigh grab.
The Black Widow flippo.
The flipperino. And then he smashes his head into the ground and he's feeling woozy, and Rhino collapses. And then suddenly in the background, John Jameson comes to, and J. Jonah Jameson runs to his side and asks if he's all right. And he's like, "I'm okay, Dad." And then J. Jonah Jameson, being the prick he is, points at Spider-Man and says, "What's everyone standing around for? You've got the Rhino. Now here's your chance to make it a double play. Grab that web crawler also." J. Jonah Jameson. So Spider-Man makes a break for it and leaves the scene. And so for some reason they're taking the Rhino to the hospital instead of just like sending him to jail. Who cares if he has a concussion? And then J. Jonah Jameson says to his son, "Imagine that web-slinging weasel getting away scot-free." And John says, "But Dad, he caught the Rhino and probably saved me." And in response, J. Jonah Jameson says, "Baloney, he was just trying to save his own scrawny neck." "Maybe so, Dad, but if not for Spider-Man, the Rhino would have probably been delivered me to the highest bidder among the other hostile world powers." And J. Jonah Jameson says, "For all we know, that Masked Man has wanted to grab you away from the Rhino so he himself could capture you. Blah, blah, blah. Conspiracy theories. God, shut up, J. Jonah Jameson." And John just says, "You know what? Just try to calm down and forget about Spider-Man, Dad." And he continues to have a rant. Meanwhile, Spider-Man's crawling up a wall, as he does, a wall crawler. And he goes, "Doi."
Doi.
I got a study I can't stop worrying about the Rhino. I know so little about him. Oh no, I forgot to set my automatic camera. That means no pics. Spidey. Anyway, next panel, he's on his he's finally grabbed his motorcycle. He's really happy. He's whirring around. And he whirs past his classmates and they're like, whoa, he's got some wheels. Cool guy. And everyone starts being nice to him because of it, I think.
Except Flash.
Except Flash, of course. Never Flash. But Gwen shows up and she says, actually, I never thought of you as a motorcycle type before, Pete. And he goes, you didn't, why not? She goes, oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of that conversation. Weird, but anyway.
Wait, so he doesn't give her a ride home?
No, he doesn't.
Spider-Man Blue, what are you doing to me? I thought I knew these comics back to front.
Wow.
But they told me the wrong thing.
Yeah, he definitely
she goes like, wow, you want to take me for a spin, Mr. Motorbike McGee?
That would have been so nice.
And then there's like a nice little shot of them riding home on the motorbike. And she's like, whee.
Instead, she just sasses him. She goes,
what?
What's on earth gotten into you? And
this is making me look at Spider-Man Blue as if Peter Parker is making stuff up to make it sound
like that
it was true love from the start.
Oh my God. You know what? You're probably not wrong, actually. He's probably just like romanticizing her. Yeah. You know, that's the thing though. Like he's probably romanticizing her because she's dead. Mm-hmm. Thinking like, because like, think about it. If they actually, she didn't die and they stayed a couple, they probably wouldn't have lasted very long.
Probably not.
Anyway.
But yeah.
That's sad because that happens IRL, but you know, she's dead anyway, so it doesn't matter.
The comic takes place on Valentine's Day, so it would have been perfect if we did our bonus episode last week.
Oh well.
But oh well, who cares?
Anyway.
No one listens to this podcast anyway.
Oh, whatever happened to forward thinking?
Yeah, I'm talking about the now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So, anyway, Aunt May calls... sorry. Pete's home now. Aunt May and Miss Watson are at home and he shows off his new bike and Aunt May calls it a real pussy willow. I don't know what that means.
Hang on.
Yeah.
A what?
A pussy willow. And
okay.
Mrs. Watson goes, no, May, I think you meant to say a pussy cat. I don't know what's going on here.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Holy smoke, now he's making with the, I don't know, from Adam bit. I still don't know what that means.
I think Stanley was doing too many drugs when he was writing.
I know it's a reference to something, but the way it's phrased still makes no sense.
It's just so retarded. Yeah, sorry.
Like, holy smoke, now he's making with the, I don't know, from Adam bit.
Anyway, it's the end of the comic because Peter's at home and he's happy because he drives off with his new motorbike in the distance.
With Gwen?
No, just by himself. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Thank God. No more Rhino.
That was pretty good, I guess.
The first and last appearance.
I feel like Rhino didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, he
just
didn't.
Came to kill... Why do you want to kill John Jameson?
I don't know. He wanted to capture him and sell him or something.
Because he's got like radiation from space?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Okay.
Either didn't explain it very well or it didn't really go through that. But anyway.
Oh, well.
And he will too.
Yes. Actually, while you were talking, I remembered something else I was going to talk about at the start. I read Mr. Miracle.
Oh, that's right. You forgot to mention that. Yeah.
I remembered it because he said Scott-Free, and the Mr. Miracle's real name is Scott-Free because he escapes stuff.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I love
Classic Jack Kirby.
Scott-Free.
With his naming characters.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but I really liked it. It's the Tom King run from... Well, that started 2017 and ended last year. And I'd been buying the issues like monthly, but I only just got around to reading them all for some reason. And it's very, very good. I love when comic books experiment with the medium. Like it does the 9-panel Watchmen layout.
Oh, shit. Yeah. That's cool.
Every panel's the exact same size. And I feel like that leads to very creative stuff you can do visually. Just with pacing and timing of when things happen. And when you want to do like a full page thing, it goes across the panels and it looks really cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I think I would have got more out of it if I was familiar with the Mr. Miracle character and the New Gods stuff. Because it's kind of a deconstruction of the Mr. Miracle character and it goes into like more psychologically because it's all told from his perspective. It's a first person comic, they describe it as. So every scene has him in it and he's driving the story.
I like that. Yeah, it's a centralized yeah.
Yeah, and I like that it's like this whole big story with the New Gods and shenanigans and dark side and stuff, but it's centered around personal story about him and his wife, Big Barda.
Big Barda.
Big Barda, yeah.
That's an interesting name.
Yes, and yeah, they have a kid, and a lot of it's about them raising this kid, but they have to take down like this whole war happening on Apocalypse at the same time. And I think it's really, really good. And you can tell the writers and the artists, Mitch Gerards, they're coming from a real place of experience with how they wrote and approached the story. And actually, this kind of ties in with this podcast because there's a character in it that's a Stan Lee parody.
Oh, what? Like old Stan Lee?
That's very clearly a Stan Lee parody because he keeps saying like Excelsior.
Oh my God,
and,
wow.
Yeah, he speaks a lot like Stan Lee and he looks like a young Stan Lee.
That's amazing.
And because like the whole thing is a bit of a love letter to Jack Kirby as well because he created Mr. Miracle.
Yeah.
And there's lots of nice little nods to him. But there's one bit where, because the Stan Lee parody guy's been like babysitting or like hanging out with their kid when they're out doing Apocalypse stuff. And he's like, oh, your son came up with the story he told me about this guy who eats planets and his herald who is a dog that seeks out other planets. I'm like, that's Galactus and Silver Surfer.
Oh my gosh.
But he's like kind of claiming it as his idea.
His idea, yeah.
I'm like, that's funny.
That's so cute. I love that. That's like such a...
And he's like, he befriends a superhero on Earth and they help defeat the big...
Lebowski. No, sorry.
Yeah, they help defeat the big Lebowski. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can.
That'd be something. Bring back Jeff Bridges into the MCU. I'd love that so much.
Bring back Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
He was in the MCU?
Iron Man.
Oh.
He was the villain.
Yeah, he was.
He was the very first MCU villain.
Wasn't he in something that I watched recently?
Bad Times at the Air Royale. That wasn't that recent. Tron? Did you watch Tron?
No. No, it wasn't Jeff Bridges. It was...
Kurt Russell?
No, it wasn't Kurt Russell. It was...
James McAvoy.
No. He's in that new Netflix show, the British one, Black Africa Rising or Black something Rising.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
No, don't worry. It's fine.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle. Read it if you like DC stuff. What?
Tar?
That was more distracting than if he just said something.
Yeah, honestly. Anyway, yeah. John Goodman.
John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman.
Okay.
Yep, John Goodman.
He could have just said John Goodman.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that'd been less fun.
That was weird.
Do I have anything else to say about Mr. Miracle? Probably. But I just really liked how it was written. The way he does dialogue was very natural. Like the way characters speak, it's not like they're perfecting sentences. It's kind of like how I'm speaking right now, where a character will like be mid-sentence and then they'll change like what they're saying. Like, so this
feels very fluid and...
Yeah. And it starts out really dark, like, because Mr. Miracle's an escape artist. The opening panel is him trying to kill himself.
Oh, Jesus.
And he covers it up by being like, I was trying to see if I could escape death, you see? Because, like, he goes on to, like, Jimmy Kimmel or some show like that.
Like a night show.
Yeah. And they're like, so what was the deal with this? Are you all right? And he's like, yeah, it was all part of the act. I was just trying to see if I could escape death because that's the only thing I haven't tried to escape yet. And everyone's like, ha ha ha. But, like, you can it's tell. Really getting into his psychology. And I really like that. I like when superhero stories go into personal territory and deconstruct what makes them who they are. Kind of like a Watchmen type deal. Aspects of it did remind me of Watchmen because it does the 9-panel thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just other...
That's interesting, yeah.
And it had a nice little ending where there's a character that's almost like a Jack Kirby parody. Not parody, but you can tell it was meant to be like Jack Kirby because
There's Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
yeah, I guess minor spoilers. There's because I read an interview afterwards of the writer, and there's a bit where Mr. Miracle's talking to this guy who's Jack Kirby, or like meant to represent Jack Kirby, and it's like him talking to his creator because I think the character in the comic is his dad or someone like that. And it's like he's literally talking to his creator, which is Jack Kirby, and they have a nice little heart-to-heart thing.
Oh my god!
Because
I love that. I need to read this.
There's a bit of a twist where I shouldn't ruin the twist.
No, don't ruin it for me because I want to read it.
Anyways, yeah, because apparently if you follow like the current DC universe, there's stuff that doesn't like line up, and people are like bothered by that. They're like, why doesn't everything line up with the canon? I'm like, I don't know because I'm not up to date with DC.
Interesting.
And DC always change stuff up anyway.
Yeah,
reboot
I feel like their trademark is like not being consistent. Like they usually like to, you know,
yeah. So anyway,
things. Yeah. Number 5.
Spider-Man Annual number 2. I really like this one. It's called The Wondrous World.
Yay! A little.
That was part of my bit because it's Doctor Strange. I was being strange. Did you like that?
Yes.
The Wondrous Worlds of Doctor Strange. 72 big pages. It wasn't because there's only one new story in it. The rest of them were reprints of like older issues that people probably demanded to be reprinted.
Really?
Yeah, because it says 72 big pages, but it's only 22.
Oh.
And at the bottom it says plus 3 of Spidey's earliest, greatest, most requested full-length picks.
Okay, because people had obviously not been able to read.
Yeah,
them.
you couldn't just get old comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just reprinted them in the annuals, which is kind of cool. But now looking back, I'm like, it's not cool to us because it doesn't help us in any way.
No, it doesn't. But that's
help us, as if comics are meant to help us. What?
Well, maybe they are.
So, The Wondrous Worlds of Doctor Strange. The first page here, we see a little splash page of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange fighting this mysterious magical man in some crazy dimension. And one thing I like is at the bottom it says, written and edited by the toast of Marvel, Stan Lee.
Yes, of course. The toast of
Marvel. He's the toast of Marvel.
He is the toast.
Plotted and drawn by the boast of Marvel, Steve Ditko.
Oh, they're doing a rhyming thing, are they?
Lettered and bordered by the ghost of Marvel, Sam Rosen. I think they just would come out with words that rhyme with toast. None of them really made much sense.
Yeah.
I guess he's the ghost of Marvel because he's the letterer and no one cares about letterers.
No.
How many times do people bring up the lettering?
No.
Because they keep like a consistent thing. Actually,
I just said no instead of none. Wow.
I do notice when they change up like the font.
Yes.
They do that on modern comics.
Yeah, they do. What I like it when they do the thing and they like something that's like always happened in comic books in general is like when they change the fonts or like the bubbles or like for different characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it makes it, I don't know, in my head more clear who's talking and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not in the panel, if they're talking off panel.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle did that a bit with like colors.
Colors, yeah.
Which is cool. So on this first page, we see Spidey, because it's a Spider-Man comic. He's swinging around looking for crime, but he can't find anything. No. So, he considers doing small favors just so that his night won't be a waste, like helping old ladies cross the street. Just anything to pass the time, because he's like, I'm bored.
This is when he's still in high school, hey?
Yeah, just to preface that. Oh, no, he would have just graduated.
Yeah.
Just to preface, this would have happened around like issue 20-something, like 28. So we're a bit behind on this one. But that's all right. We're doing it now.
Yes.
I don't think anyone realized except us anyway.
That's okay. They won't mind.
Yeah, I want to go through the annuals because I think that's when they do team-ups and crossovers and fun stuff.
Yeah, all like the...
Yeah, the annuals are like the... the MCU has the solo stories and it has the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
The annuals are like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess, in a sense.
In a sense, yeah.
But yeah, then we see on the other side of town, a barroom brawl is occurring and a mysterious man approaches it. And the brawl finishes as the mystery man walks in and he reveals himself as Xandu.
Xandu?
I've never heard of Xandu before.
Xanadu.
What song is that?
Xanadu.
Okay. So, and he orders the 2 remaining brawlers, because there's two dudes standing, 2 dudes remaining after this brawl, and he orders them to obey his commands. And at first, these goons are like, whatever, this dude's an idiot, why would we listen to him? We can just beat him up. But then Xandu, he gets them in a trance with some magique.
Magique. No magique.
And he tests their strength and powers once he gets them in a trance. And apparently they're insusceptible to pain, and they're strong enough to break through tables. That's what we see them do. Because one of them punches the other one and they don't feel anything. The other one smashes the table and it splits in half.
Bruh.
So these guys are strong.
Strong
They'd be
boys.
a good adversary for a particular titular superhero.
Bruh.
Doctor Strange.
Dr. Strange.
So, Xandu leads them to his chamber and pulls out half of the wand of Watum. This is the artifact of this thing. We'll learn about what it does soon. But it's the wand of Watum. And he instructs the goons to retrieve the other half so he can possess the greatest power of all. So, we find out the missing half was taken.
What that is? Sorry.
Yeah, it's
love.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yep. Continue.
Wait. That song, The Greatest.
The greatest love.
Yeah, I forgot how it went. I saw the title and I was like, how does that song go?
It's happening to me.
Anyways, the missing half that this dude doesn't have was taken by Doctor Strange. So Xandu sends these goons to retrieve it from Doctor Strange. So we see Stephen in his Sanctum Sanctorum working on stuff.
Stephen Strange.
And he's caught off guard by these goons who sneak into his sanctum and are like, Oi, give me your wand now at home. And Doctor Strange tries to pull some tricks. He duplicates himself as Doctor Strange does, and he's like, all right, though, this will buy me some time while I figure out what to do here. But because these goons are in a magic trance, they know which one is the real one. And he's like, oh no. So the goons knock out Doctor Strange and steal the wand of Watum from where it was hidden in his sanctum.
Him out.
Yeah, they go whack.
Jesus Christ.
But they can't do anything to his knocked out body because apparently when Doctor Strange is knocked out or unconscious, his amulet, the Eye of Agamotto,
stops working.
No, it like protects him.
Oh,
when he's not conscious, because when he's unable to
use it,
or when he's unable to prevent things himself, I assume the magic
just like protects him. Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
So, yeah, then we see Spidey. He's still swinging around looking for action, because action is his reward, as the theme song says. Yeah.
Yes.
There could have been a better word than that. As the theme song lyricizes.
Poem. It's a poem.
As the poem poetries. So then Spider-Man sees these goons exiting the Sanctum Sanctorum. He's like, these guys look like they're up to no good. They look like they stole something. So he jumps down, says his quips, and he tries to fight them. But his strength and his webs are unable to affect these dudes. Their magic is too powerful. The webs, they just tear right through them, and his punches do nothing to them. So,
oh, geez, Rick.
Yeah. Spider-Man kind of accepts defeat as the goons run away, but he whips out a spider tracer, he throws it on one of the goons.
Oh, dang.
He's like, at least I can track them down. Which I kind of understand why they don't do the spider tracer in the movies.
Yeah.
It's very convenient.
It is. It's so convenient.
Because he doesn't have to figure out anything himself.
Yeah. And like, it seems obvious too. Like, if you threw something like a spider tracer, they would be able to see it or feel it.
It'd be clever if they used it, like in a movie, they introduced the spider tracer and he uses it a couple times. Then at the end, like it misdirects him and it gets him into a trap.
Yes. Actually, that's cool.
Be cool. I can see Tom Holland one doing that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because he has like the drone on his chest and all that stuff.
All his gadgets.
All his gadgets and gizmos.
Yeesh.
But yeah, Xandu gets the wand and suddenly he can possess the greatest power of all. Love. No, that's not what he possesses. What he does possess is, with the wand, he's able to open doorways between dimensions, passages to other worlds and other times. So pretty much, greatest power of all is he can just do whatever. He can see. He can see everything, and yeah, as long as he can conjure up the vision of where he wants to look, he can like destroy stuff there. So he conjures up. Let's look what Doctor Strange's house, and he conjures up Doctor Strange's like sanctum and like destroys something in the background. He's like, haha, I got it, got him good. But he can't get Doctor Strange because he's protected by the amulet. You see. So Spider-Man though, because he set the tracer, he sneaks up on Xandu, and they tussle with little magic shenanigans for a bit. Because Xandu's like, Spider-Man, why are you here? Blah blah blah, all that good stuff. So Xandu's like, I've had enough of this. He sends Spider-Man to another dimension.
Oh my god!
With the Wand of Watum. But Spider-Man, he's thinking on his feet. He whips the Wand of Watum and brings it with him to the other dimension. And Xandu's like, no!
Oh, that's amazing. You know what it reminds me of? You know, in Into the Spider-Verse where he's getting sent to the other dimension?
Yeah.
Of the Spider-Verse universe, sorry. Peter B. Parker tries to grab the pizza.
The pizza, yeah.
And it goes...
Pretty much. But he grabs the wand. He's like, yoink.
Yoink.
And Xandu's like, oh no.
Oh shit, bruh.
So then we see Spidey in this weird dimension, and he's making little quips like, what does he say? He says, oh, it's going to take me a lot more than a 15-cent bus ride to get me back to New York.
Oh my god.
Which I feel like the Tom Holland Spider-Man says stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like in Infinity War, he's like, oh, I should have stayed on the bus.
Yeah, like, oh jeez. Oh no.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Tom Holland Spider-Man watches Rick and Morty?
No, I don't think he has the patience or time.
Internet.
He doesn't have the internet. Yeah.
He's like, anyway, I'm glad I grabbed this crazy wand. If there's if there's any chance of finding me, Xandu is sure to come after me now, because he's got the wand.
He got it.
He's got to get it back, unless he just leaves him there.
That's how mafia works.
That's how mafia works. So, yep. So, wait, I'm confused by my own notes. Okay, so Xandu sends the goons after him into the portal to retrieve the wand. He's like, go get him. And Spidey tussles with the goons, doing flips and stuff through dimensional portals and kaleidoscopes.
It's like a real Rick and Morty episode.
All this crazy stuff. Yeah, pretty much. And Doctor Strange wakes up and he's like, whoa, what happened?
Whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
This ain't Kansas, Toto.
He's like, the half of the Wand of Watum, it's gone. I must find out where it went. So he uses the power of the Eye of Agamotto to guide him to the wand's power. Because apparently he can do that. I assume he has like magic to find anything that goes missing from his sanctum, however that works.
Yes, the classic movie Sanctum.
Yeah, he takes his cloak of levitation, like Doctor Strange does. He does the whole...
Oh, the cool, yeah.
Yeah, look.
Let's have a look, because I actually haven't read this one. Oh, dang, boy.
Yeah.
I love it. Doctor Strange is so cool.
Because he needs to float to other side of New York.
Just like
So he gets
Georgie
his
from
cloak
It.
of levitation.
He'll float
Yeah, just like
too.
Georgie. Like Joji.
Joji.
So, yep, he floats around New York City for a bit towards the wands. But meanwhile, Spider-Man still fights these dudes and he's getting weaker because
No.
the dudes just keep wailing at him. He's like, oh no, oh no. But Doctor Strange arrives just in time and says to Xandu, never man. Wait. Never man. Never man. Never man.
Never
Xandu
man.
says once they try
Take me to the...
never man. Once they try to retrieve it again, I shall bring it back from the beyond, and supreme power shall be mine once more. And Doctor Strange says, never, man of evil. Not while Doctor Strange lives. And then he's like, you found me. How? And Doctor Strange is like, Many are the powers of the master of the mystic arts. Which is a very Doctor Strange thing to say.
Yeah.
I feel like he says that in the movies.
He does.
Many are the powers of the master of the mystic arts.
He actually does,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Does he say that to Thanos?
And then he says it's a simple spell, but quite unbreakable.
So Doctor Strange starts fighting Xandu with magic shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Shyamalan.
And Spidey's brought back through the portal by the goons because he's like, all right, my only chance of getting out of here is if I just accept defeat and the goons take me back through the portal with the wand, which works. And Xandu snags the wand back off Spidey. And Doctor Strange is trying to continue fighting Xandu, but he's like, all right, he's got the wand of Watum now, so I need to find another strategy because my magic powers aren't enough to take this dude down. So he just flies outside and then he astral projects back inside, as Doctor Strange does. He goes like, and leaves his just floating body, like floating on top of New York as he astral projects inside. And he finds Spider-Man, who's getting beat up by the goons still. And he gives him a little tip because he's astral projecting. He's like, "Wait, hey Spider-Man, there's wires behind you. If you grab them, you'll give them electrical shock." But Spider-Man doesn't know how he got this thought in his brain because he can't see Doctor Strange.
Yeah, of course. He's not aware to this.
He's not in the astral plane.
No.
But yeah, as we know from Doctor Strange, the film, if you're in the astral plane, you can affect things in the real world somehow, but not so much that you can be like, yeah. Anyway, you can't communicate with people directly, but little things happen.
Yep.
Yes. So he gives a little tip, and Spider-Man zaps the goons, and it knocks them out of their daze.
Ooh.
They're like, whoa, what's going on here?
Oh, my days.
I thought we were in a bar fight. Duh. And then Doctor Strange goes back outside into his body. And he's like, all right, now let's think how we can do this further. So Strange goes back inside and teams up with Spidey. He's using magic. Spidey's using his acrobatics and webs. And then Spidey twips Xandu's legs and trips him over. And Strange uses this opportunity to grab the wand of Watum out of his hand with a little magic. Then Spidey webs Xandu's hand so he can't do anything about it. And he's like, oh no. And Spidey, what does Spidey say? Hold on, I'm on the wrong page.
Oh no.
He asks Doctor Strange, before you answer his queasy question, what should we do about this gadget? And Doctor Strange is all like, I realize now that the wand of Watum is too potent, too menacing to ever fall into other hands. So what Doctor Strange does is he pretty much uses a bit of a spell to drain the power from the wand. So it's just like a artifact. You can't use it for magic stuff anymore, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
And then Doctor Strange is like, I need to look into Xandu's mind to see what his deal is.
What his deal is.
And pretty much he was just a student of the mystic arts who stole the wand from somewhere and plotted against Doctor Strange because
he's just a bad egg.
Just because he just wasn't a fan.
Oh, that's really mean.
You don't remember my name.
You don't see me going over to Katy Perry's house and just like trashing everything just because I'm not a fan. Come on, man.
I've seen you try.
Yeah, I know, but just okay, don't talk about that, right? I thought that was
okay. I'll bleep it out.
Yeah.
So, why am I whispering now? So, yeah, they reveal that, and then Doctor Strange pretty much wipes Xandu's memory of all evil ambition.
That's terrible. Even though it's like, it's how he fixes it, but that's still pretty bad.
Well, he wipes any memory of like their encounter and his evil ambitions, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
So he's just a normal guy now. And then Doctor Strange and Spidey pretty much become best pals. Doctor Strange says, you've accredited yourself well this night, costumed one. The friendship of Doctor Strange will be yours, whatever befalls. And Spider-Man's like, much obliged, Doc.
Much obliged.
After what I've seen, I sure wouldn't want you for an enemy. Then Doctor Strange flies away. Says, may the Viciant watch over thee. And Spidey says, and may your amulet never tickle.
Tickle?
I don't know.
Because Spider-Man's a funny guy.
Then we see in a thought bubble, Spider-Man's like, only thing wrong with this evening is when I wake up tomorrow morning, I won't believe a word of it. Then it says, the end.
The end.
What a good little story. I enjoyed that one.
Story, yeah.
What do you think of Doctor Strange?
I think it's a nice little introduction if like people that read Spider-Man but don't read Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he does all this Doctor Strange stuff. He duplicates himself.
He does all his
He has
cool
the cloak,
spells and stuff.
levitation. He does some spells. You see the alternate dimensions. All kinds of stuff.
The cool art too.
Yep. I think Steve Ditko just wanted to show off his...
Yeah, he wanted to flex
cool
that
stuff.
muscle. How long did he draw Doctor Strange for?
Quite a while, because he created Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, but I thought that was cool. And I want to see a Spider-Man and Doctor Strange team up movie.
I was about to say in real life, but like
In real
this
life.
is real life. Never mind. A movie, on the screen. Yeah, I love that too.
Some of my favorite bits in Infinity War are the bits where Doctor Strange and Spider-Man are like
Spider-Man.
palling about.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're stupid.
Like the part where he's like, I'm Doctor Strange, and then Pete's like, oh, we're using our made-up names? I'm Spider-Man.
Which is a joke that works on multiple levels because
Yeah.
Doctor Strange isn't his made-up name.
Exactly. Literally. It's so funny. It's like, that's actually his
But
name.
it's also a superhero name.
Yeah.
So.
I love
you know.
that. 'Cause it's kind of a roast to
time
his
we at?
name.
Yeah, we have time for you to go through yours.
What time are we
Surprisingly.
at?
Hour 15.
Okay. I got to rush through mine because I don't have much time before we have to go.
Yeah, Sammy's life is running out, guys.
Yeah, it's a 45-minute drive. We have to be there technically by 6, which already leaves it too late, but it's okay. I'll quickly. If it wants to
That's all right.
load. It's not loading. This is so depressing.
I mean, if we ended it now, it would be our shortest episode ever.
Hold on.
Except the one we don't talk about.
Okay. So, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 3. It's a king-size special called To Become an Avenger. So we start off with an executive meeting with all the Avengers.
Oh, it's like Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. But all the Avengers are Captain America, Hawkeye, Thor, Iron Man, Giant Man, and the Wasp.
It's a good lineup. That's
Yeah,
like
it
the
is a good
classic
lineup.
Avengers
Very
lineup.
classic. And they're all discussing whether Spider-Man should be on
But
a
you said
team.
they're all disgusting.
No, they are all disgusting. They're all discussing whether
close-ups of their
Spider-Man...
feet.
Yeah, yuck, fuck off. That's disgusting. Whether Spider-Man should be in the Avengers, and they've pinned up a picture of him on the wall.
It's like a fraternity.
Yeah, it really is. It's crazy. And the Wasp is being really savage about it for some reason. She's the only one that's like, no way, like, ew,
She's
no
a
bugs. She's saying no bugs, but she is a bug anyway. And they're all arguing, but like, I know how to settle this. We need a leader, Iron Man says. And according to the duty roster on the list, it's Cap's turn. So now he's the leader because he's next on the duty roster, whatever that means. But anyway, so they come up with an idea that before accepting Spider-Man or testing him, they have to learn a little bit about him. So look for a reference, as you do in real life, jobs, getting a place, you got to have a reference. So they summon Daredevil because they know that Daredevil has great friends with
Imagine
Spider-Man.
putting Daredevil as your referee on your resume.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so that's what they do. So to summon him, they use radio signals, high frequency radio signals. And Daredevil's like, oh, the Avengers are summoning me. So he comes over and they question him about Spider-Man and remember the Ringmaster? Yeah, so he talks about that.
Oh, yeah.
That whole experience. And he goes, you know what? I would highly recommend Spider-Man. He gets my highest recommendation. So they're really impressed by that. They're like, wow, that's pretty good. So they all start to vote.
Just imagine Charlie Cox, Daredevil, meeting up with the MCU Avengers doing this.
I recommend Spider-Man.
I recommend Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't recommend God, but I recommend Spider-Man. Anyway.
We didn't ask.
Yeah, shut up, Charlie. I mean, wait. That's his real name. Anyway, so they all unanimously vote yes to Spider-Man. So we'll give him a chance. So they all start to look for him, except for who's the only one that doesn't go, except for Cap. Cap's the only one that doesn't go looking for Spider-Man.
What's he doing?
I don't know. It doesn't really say. It doesn't mention why. So Thor, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Giant Man, and the Wasp all look for Spider-Man. And Giant Man and the Wasp get fangirled on, so they can't really find Spider-Man. Everyone's like asking for their autograph because it's really hard to be Giant Man and not get spotted while you're out in New York looking for things. Anyway, so Spider-Man, we see Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Fuck. We finally see Spider-Man swinging through the city. And Thor finds him and he says, "Heed my words, Masked One. I bring you summons from the Avengers." I love the Thor. And he's basically saying that we've summoned you to Avengers headquarters. Come now. In his own words, "You are to be offered one of the highest of honors, an opportunity to be tested for the membership in the mighty Avengers." I'm doing the Chris Hemsworth accent. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's Thor.
Yeah, it is Thor. And Spider-Man's like, "Tested? If all you glamour pants don't know," why is he Yankee all of a sudden? I can't do a New York accent. "If all you glamour pants don't know what I can do yet." So obviously Spider-Man's a bit offended that they have to test him before these Avengers, because obviously Spider-Man just expects him to just be accepted immediately.
Yeah, they should have called the Fantastic Four as his reference.
Yeah.
Because he's already auditioned for them.
Yeah, well, which is strange enough, I was about to bring up, because he doesn't really want to be in the Avengers. He's like, "Well, I never asked to be an Avenger. You know, I've always been a loner. I better think about it."
Take that, John Watts.
Yeah, literally. And Thor just goes, "All right then, well, think about it. Hey, you got 24 hours. That's what he says.
Do you have a stroke? Got 24 hours.
Shut up. So Pete goes home to think about it, but then Aunt May says to Pete, Pete, I need you to go down to, where am I? Oh yeah, I need you to go down to the pharmacy to get some drugs for me because I'm sick." And Pete goes, "All right, Aunt May, I can do that." And then he walks away. He drives away on his bike and gets to the pharmacy, and he's thinking a lot about Aunt May and being an Avenger. He contemplates, if he's an Avenger, he can receive respect from J. Jonah Jameson. I've said J. Jonah Jameson way too much this episode. Anyway, but then he goes, "But as a lone wolf, I call the shots. I won't have people sending me on missions. But then if Aunt May finds out, the shock might kill her." That's literally
he said that a lot.
Yeah. And it will be hard for him to keep his identity if he's an Avenger because he's constantly in the public eye. And he just ends up feeling really sorry for himself when he gets home. And then he gives Aunt May the drugs, and then he goes to his room and goes, "You know what? I made up my mind. I'm going to follow my destiny. I'm going to go to Avengers headquarters and I'm going to suss this all out." So he swings to Avengers headquarters. And then we have...
No, you keep going. I'm just adding a score.
Okay. And Spider-Man is there at the Avengers headquarters and he's making first introductions with everyone, all the Avengers. And they're like saying, "Nice to meet you. I'm Thor. I'm Giant Man, blah, blah, blah." And, whatever.
That's not how it happens in the movies.
No.
The MCU is not comic accurate.
Ew, shut up.
They need to do it exactly how the comic books do
Everyone in S.H.I.E.L.D. posting.
Even though comic books contradict themselves all the time anyways, as we learnt in Spider-Man Blue.
Yes, exactly. So you people don't even know what you're talking about. S.H.I.E.L.D. posters. Shut the fuck up.
Also, how boring would it be if the MCU was just the comic books?
Yeah.
Like they didn't do anything different.
Exactly. That would just be...
It's its own universe.
Right.
It doesn't have to do anything the comics do.
Exactly.
So,
the
yeah.
cinematic universe. Anyway. So I'm going to just sneeze. Just hold on.
Dun, 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 dun.
Please don't.
Dun.
Imagine if that's what people did instead of saying "bless you."
Dun. They always rise up and do a cappella of the Avengers theme song.
So Spider-Man's really keen to start his test, but they're like, "Okay, hold your horses, dude." And he goes, "Why?" And they go, "Well, we haven't got a test for you yet. We haven't made one up." And Spider-Man's like, "Really? You call yourself the Avengers? You guys are kind of chumps." But anyway, the Avengers kind of have a little argument. They're like, oh, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. But Iron Man goes, no, I have a great idea. And it involves the Hulk. So everyone's like, oh, okay, what's this?
Wait, who had this idea? Spider-Man?
No, Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, not Spider-Man. So I keep saying the wrong one. Iron Man asks Spider-Man to step out of the room to try and discuss this plan. But Pete goes, no, like, why would I step out of the room? Come on. And he loses his temper a little bit.
This is very Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland. Like, the adults are speaking, kid.
Yeah, exactly. But Spider-Man lashes out. What does he say? Let's have a look. Now hold it, shellhead. I'm not some nobody who walked in here hat in hand for a handout. If you don't want me to join, just say so. I promise I won't cry. And he kind of just regrets saying this because he's so worked up over Aunt May that he just let out his anger. And then Thor and Cap kind of hold him back, like hold him down like an ADHD kid. Like this panel, look at him. He's like, he looks like he's struggling. Anyway, I don't know why it escalated so quickly. And Cap, being Cap, tries to rationalize it to Peter, saying, let me explain how important the test is. Like, there's a reason why we have to do this. And Spider-Man's like, you sound nutty.
Captain America, you sound nutty.
Yeah, you sound nutty. I'd make it good as Avengers, anyone here. And then Hawkeye's like, watch it, kid. Don't offend the Avengers. And he gets really angry. And then
he would.
Yeah, he would, all right? And Spider-Man's like, I've had enough of this, and lunges at Hawkeye. And the way that Spider-Man rationalizes this, that he thinks this is the test. So
okay.
He lunges at Hawkeye, and they all hold him back while Hawkeye gets a punch in, and then Giant Man grabs Peter and flings him across the room, and then whaps him in the head. So they're really, Giant Man's really going for it. But then Pete's like, just struggles, and then he punches Giant Man square in the jaw, like fucking goes for it. And then everyone starts getting really worked up and obviously the Wasp is like, no one does that to my man. And she stings him. And then Spider-Man doesn't like this. And it's because Cap was holding him down. So he suplexes Cap. And just slams him into the ground. And Cap's just like, bro, dude, come on. Punches him in the face. But they're like, all right, hold on. Why are we fighting? They all realize they don't even know why they're fighting.
Oh, it's like Civil War.
Yeah, it's literally like Civil War. So they all just calm down for a second. And Iron Man's like, all right, I'm going to talk about this test while he's here, because there's no point, asking him to leave. So, it's involving the Hulk, and the test is to find the Hulk and bring him back to Avengers headquarters. And Spider-Man starts being cocky as fuck. Obviously, he goes, oh, you could ask me to do something more difficult. Come on, I've defeated the Hulk before. This is going to be easy. So he leaves, and they're all like, be careful, you don't be too confident. And then it literally takes him hours swinging around New York trying to figure out what's going on and trying to find the Hulk, and he hasn't found him. So obviously, the first thing he does, he visits J. Jonah Jameson, the Daily Bugle, to get water from the cooler. As if he wouldn't get water from anywhere else. That's the only reason why he goes there, to get water from the cooler. And they have a little bit of bands, J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man. And conveniently, Foswell runs in with a newsflash saying that the Hulk's been spotted. So Spider-Man's like, that's all I needed to know, and jumps out the window and goes to the place that he mentions, which is the Gamma Ray Research Center. And he finds the Hulk there. And then Hulk smash. Yes. So they have a tussle. I'm saying Hulk smash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that.
Hulk smash. And Hulk smash Spider-Man. And they basically throw each other around. They're having a big fight. And then Hulk kind of stops for a second and goes, he throws Spider-Man away, and goes, why are you fighting me? Like, why does everyone attack the Hulk?
I'm just picturing the Hulk, but hey, why are you fighting me? Yeah. Like in that voice.
why are you fighting me? Anyway, he's like, you're just the same as everyone else. Everyone tries to kill me. And Spider-Man's just like, you know what Spider-Man says? He's got a point. Like, he certainly didn't come looking for me. Anyway, Spider-Man's like, true that. And so the Hulk keeps bashing up Spider-Man, and he keeps dodging because he doesn't want to fight back. He feels a bit bad. And then the Hulk smashes through the gamma ray shielding wall, and he gets lots of gamma rays, And then all of a sudden he turns back into Bruce Banner. So because of like radiation or whatever reason. So, yeah, so he's back to Bruce Banner and he's like, whoa, what's happening? What, did I hurt you? And Spider-Man's like, I heard of you. You're one of those atomic scientists in the Western world, but I don't get it. How? Why? And then obviously Bruce talks about his condition and
His backstory.
His backstory.
For those who don't know.
Yeah, for those who don't know, he radiation or whatever.
Have you ever heard the 60s Hulk theme song for the 60s Hulk
No.
cartoon? It's the funniest thing ever.
Oh my God.
It's like, Doc Bruce Banner, bolted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, that's great.
And he's like stomping like on tanks. Like he's that big.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I'm gonna
Sorry.
speed through this ending. Yeah, sorry. And where are we? Yeah, so he tells him about his condition, but he doesn't remember why the Avengers want him, because Spider-Man's like, why do the Avengers want you? And then Spidey starts to think, why am I hurting this guy? He needs help, not punishment. And then all of a sudden he turns back into the Hulk, and he starts webbing him up. He doesn't really want to hurt him, so he starts to untie him out of the webs. And then Hulk breaks free and then just kind of literally just pushes Spider-Man to the side and just walks off really sad. And Spider-Man doesn't chase him. He goes, you know what? I'm just going to let that guy go because, you know, he doesn't seem like he wants to be a part of the Avengers right now. So he goes back to the Avengers headquarters and he goes, hey guys, forget about it. You know what? I couldn't find the Hulk. It's me signing off for now, and swings away. And they're like, the fuck? This guy. They're literally like, they're like, this guy, the nerve. Anyway.
It sounds like Hulk pulled at Age of Ultron, where he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, literally he's like, I'm out of here. Like, I've had enough. Anyway, Peter Parker's walking home and he's kind of feeling a bit odd because he goes, you know what, that's funny. Like, I wanted to be Avenger, but I purposely, like, you know, didn't do it for myself. And I was so close. Then he gets home and he's just a sad boy. And that's kind of how it ends. He's just contemplating, brooding about, you know, the future and why does nothing seem to really work out for me?
Classic way to end a Spider-Man comic.
Yes, very classic.
Why does nothing work out the way I want it
Yeah.
to? Why is this
Oh,
such a
Peter.
burden?
Yeah. I like that
Parker
annual.
luck.
Had all the cool characters in it.
That was good.
Yeah.
I might go back and read that myself.
Yeah, the art's really good in that one. I actually really enjoyed it. It was by a different person. So, yeah.
Dashing Don Heck or whatever they
Don
called
Heck,
him.
yeah.
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 What was your fave this week?
The one I read, definitely.
Yeah, definitely wasn't Rhino for me.
No, not
That
at
was
all. That was
what?
whack, yeah.
What?
And Doctor Strange one was cool, but
Yeah.
I think I need to go back and read that because if I feel like if I read it myself and saw the art, that probably would be my favorite one.
Yeah. Doctor Strange one
But
was
story-wise,
a
not
bit
really.
silly and didn't have much happen. It's just a guy stole a wand,
Yeah.
and then Doctor Strange is like, I need my wand back. And then Spider-Man gets mixed up in it.
Yeah, exactly. Which I like the one that I read because it was more like the Avengers contacted Spider-Man, like he was part of something a bit.
Yeah, it's more of a character thing.
Yes.
And the Doctor Strange one was just a Doctor Strange story, but Spider-Man gets tangled up in it,
Exactly.
which I think would be cool in a movie.
Short film. No.
A short film. Yeah, they do like a Marvel one-shot like they used to do.
Yeah.
Did you ever see those?
No.
They did like short films that were in the MCU, but they weren't like big budget.
Oh, okay.
Like it'd just be Agent Coulson be like, oh, this is what I was doing on the way to go see Thor's hammer. Because, you know, in Thor, he's the one that finds Thor's hammer and he's like, oh, we need to get S.H.I.E.L.D. over here and do some stuff.
No.
Yeah, so there's a short film on where he's like, it's like him going there and he stops like a crime. And you're like, yeah, Phil Coulson.
Yay. Good
And
job.
they did other ones to like fix plot holes and stuff because people were like, the Mandarin, why wasn't he really the Mandarin? So they made a short film where Ben Kingsley is in jail and like some agent comes in and he's like, the real Mandarin's pissed off at you for impersonating him, blah, blah, blah. So they're not going to go anywhere with that, but that was just to shut up the fans who were like,
True.
I wanted to see the Mandarin.
Honestly, they don't even have to. Like, that kind of stuff is just so stupid. Like, I hate how they have to answer the fans like that. It's just like, shut up. Like, anyway, whatever.
It's like the Mandarin's just a racial stereotype anyway. He's like a Chinese guy that's really an old mystical, magical being.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't care about the ancient one being Tilda Swinton either.
Exactly, yeah. If anything, like,
He's
I
just
don't know. She's more different looking than, you know, Like
Yeah.
if they just cast like an Asian person and be like, oh, just because they're Asian means that it's mystical. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Because she's like, unique looking. Anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms I can talk about for
They
ages.
put
Like people thinking Asians are exotic or whatever. It's just like, oh, I hate it.
yeah, and they had to put a female character in there somewhere.
Yeah, true.
Other than Rachel McAdams, who doesn't do a lot.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
She performed
performance in
surgery
that.
on him at some point.
Yeah.
On a grape.
On a grape, yes. Anyway.
Doctor Strange is good. I was thinking about this yesterday when I was reading that comic. I was like, I want to watch Doctor Strange again.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while and I don't remember much from it. So.
I really liked it the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
But then I saw it again. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
It's just because all the origin stuff, I'm like, yeah, just get on with it.
You're just like, come on, be done.
And they rush through his origin as well, which I understand. But at the same time, you don't get a sense of time passing.
Yeah.
Like when you know how he's training to become magic. There's one bit where Tilda Swinton's like, you have a lot to learn. Then literally the next scene, it's like, well, when I first met you, you had a long way to go, but now you're the best magic man ever. I'm like, what happened in between that? I want to see like a training montage of Doctor Strange like doing push-ups.
Push-ups?
And like
in
doing,
the air, like floating?
Yeah, doing like
floating
chin-ups and
push-ups.
getting knocked down by his master and then being like, oh, I can't get up. And then at the end of the montage, he knocks the master down and he holds like a stick up to Tilda Swinton's neck. And she's like,
Classic.
you got me.
You got me.
You've won now. Haha.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes.
Yeah, that's the end
of the podcast.
of the show.
Yes.
I believe.
If you want to follow us. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do we do anything else at the end of these?
Follow us on social media.
Yeah, that
it's at peterpalmerpod on everything. peterpalmerpod@gmail.com if you want to email us. Please talk to us. We're lonely. We want to hear from you.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
All three of you.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, I hate to rush the end of the podcast, but
yeah. I'll quickly plug my top 15 films.
go for it.
Video that I've been trying to plug for the past like 5 episodes, but it's finally out and exists. And I put a lot of work into it and it's got 30 views. So give it another 30 views and I'll be happy.
Yay.
All of that's linked in the description.
Woohoo.
And also I realized the links I've been putting in the YouTube descriptions have been wrong.
Oh, no.
Because I clicked on them the other day just to see if they work. And it's like, you can't access this page.
Fuck, that's so embarrassing. Well, sorry.
So obviously no one uses those links because no one's told me they don't work.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.